Picture a classroom on a Tuesday morning. The door shuts, the room goes silent, and a stack of photocopied paper hits the front desk. This is the traditional pop quiz, a moment defined by psychological dread and the immediate loss of natural curiosity. A static, black and white sheet of paper struggles to hold the attention of a digitally native student. Their baseline for engagement involves constant feedback and motion, features that a paper test lacks entirely. Educators are caught in a difficult bind. They must assess student progress to satisfy curriculum requirements, yet the act of administering these analog assessments often alienates the students they are trying to reach. ZEP Quiz addresses this clash by integrating the assessment directly into an interactive video game environment, promising to transform the standard exam into a digital experience. Simply moving a test from paper to a screen does not solve the engagement problem. To reach a modern classroom, the mechanics of the assessment must shift from a passive task into an active experience. In this environment, students navigate their assessments by sprinting and jumping through a colorful, active space. The platform maps standard multiple-choice questions onto game levels. A correct answer propels a character forward or grants a points advantage over a classmate. Every student navigates this space using a custom digital avatar. By allowing them to design their own characters, the platform creates a personal stake in the outcome. A student who is indifferent to a traditional test score may care deeply about their character's performance in a race. This is the practical application of Panglibatan, high engagement. When a question is framed as a competitive challenge, the student's motivation to find a correct answer increases to meet the requirements of the game. Compared to the silence of a paper exam, this digital format creates a room where students are leaning into their screens and actively participating in the assessment. By embedding an academic audit within a competitive video game, the platform leverages a student's desire to win, replacing the typical stress of an exam with the feedback loop of a victory screen. While the student experience is high energy, the platform's viability depends on the person at the front of the room, the teacher who has to build these environments. The back-end process is designed for speed. This diagram shows a plain text question entering the system and transforming into a stylized graphical game asset, requiring no specialized coding knowledge from the educator. This allows a teacher to port a pre-existing lesson plan into the ZEP Quiz ecosystem rapidly, minimizing the time spent on technical setup. For an ed-tech tool to survive in a public school, it must integrate into a teacher's workflow without adding new technical hurdles. However, this digital system has a significant physical vulnerability. It relies entirely on infrastructure that exists outside of the software itself. High-bandwidth gamification requires a constantly stable, high-speed school Wi-Fi connection. If the local network fails, the entire interactive session stops. Look at the avatar here. When the internet connection drops, the character suddenly locks up mid-action, glitches, and dissolves into static. This creates a logistical challenge for the teacher. With half the class disconnected and the lesson interrupted, the technical failure can become more difficult to manage than grading a stack of paper tests. A digital solution is only as effective as the physical environment it operates in. If the school's Wi-Fi cannot handle the data, the tool becomes unusable. Beyond technical requirements, there is the reality of the platform's business model. ZEP Quiz utilizes a freemium structure common in the edtech industry. This chart compares the available tiers. While basic functions are accessible for free, many of the advanced features needed to maintain student interest over a full school year are locked behind premium paywalls. This presents schools with a budget dilemma. They must either find additional funding to keep the premium features active or risk losing the engagement they have built. This brings us back to the central question. Does ZEP Quiz actually solve the problems associated with the traditional pop quiz? The platform addresses classroom disengagement through its use of game mechanics, but it introduces a new set of trade-offs. The analog anxiety of paper tests is replaced by technical Wi-Fi uncertainty and financial pressure of subscription budgets.